Hello, everybody. My name is Victor. This is the official CScalp channel, and I'm glad to welcome you here. I recall that this is the little free course is organized by the CScalp team. The CScalp is a free trading terminal, mostly for intraday trading and scalping. So now we're going to our third lesson. I recall that if you haven't watched the previous two lessons, I really recommend you to do that because there were a lot of different interesting information that will be very useful for you if you want to study scalping. So today, firstly, we're going to talk a little bit about the course, just some words, then discuss typical day of a cryptocurrency trader. Then we're going to talk a little bit about best time for trading crypto. Then we're going to understand how to count leverage, stop loss, and how to use them both in your trading. Then some words about the technique of entering and closing positions with market limit and stop orders. And finally, I'm going to tell you a little bit about different exercises which will help you to improve your trading skills. The free trading terminal CScalp is used in more than 50 countries all over the world. The legislation of every country to exchange trading is widely different. According to license agreement, while using CScalp, the trader is responsible for complying with legislation of his country. Respect the law. Thank you for attention. So, firstly, guys, some words. If you want to get the whole pack of information structurized, some other additions like risk management and other interesting things, you can use the official site of the terminal CScalp, which is called the fsrdevelop.com. Click the tab free course, and there you will find everything which will be useful for scalping, including these three lessons. So we're going to our first part of the lesson, and this is the typical day of a cryptocurrency trader. Here, I want to highlight the cryptocurrency trader. So, the typical day of a cryptocurrency trader is kind of different from a trading day of a traditional market trader, as the market works 24/7 without any breaks. We don't have a particular schedule. So, however, you cannot just sit in front of a monitor and start trading. There have to be some preparations and other important things we're going to talk about in this topic. The more systemize, the more you systemize not only your working day but also your trading strategy, the more comfortable you will feel and the more profits you will make. So the first stage is the beginning of our working day. It can be 9 a.m. or 1 p.m., for example. It doesn't matter when, but have to highlight but I have to highlight it as a separate section. So if you're working in a team, every morning it's nice to have a morning briefing where you can discuss the main ideas for the trading day, important news, probably some new instruments adding in all the situations that are happening on the cryptocurrency market. So to discuss with the team, probably get some new ideas there. Then we're going to trading preparations. Here we find the most volatile instruments on the market, uh, and for the most volatile instruments for the last 24 hours and for this moment. So for now, we can do it in very different ways, like on the Tradingview, straight from the Binance Exchange, for example, or in the first lesson, I also discussed with you a very interesting way how to find the most volatile instruments for now in the cryptocurrency market. So you can just watch the first lesson and understand how this way works. So, in other words, we're trying to find the most popular tokens for now and it gives us the more possibilities to see different bounces, breakthrough, big participants, big volume densities, etc., etc. So we find the most interesting instruments. After that, we sort all the instruments in your watch list and looking them all to find if there are interesting situations according to the technical analysis. For example, if a price of an instrument is near an important level, so we can see an impulse there. So the main thing is to find the most interesting situations and highlight them. Okay, guys, here I'm gonna open the trading view and to show you how to analyze, like how I'm analyzing uh, all the instruments in the beginning of the working day. Okay, let's take Litecoin for example. So now we're gonna set the level so we can see that this is the uptrend and the instrument is forming something like a triangle here. So why not to try to break this highs? So we have a possibility to break through this dynamic resistance and these levels. So here, after you highlighted the main instruments, you have to go to the futures and do all the same things. Here, not like necessary uh, to make the dynamic lines. However, all the important levels you have to mark here, as I did it previously on the main instrument. Okay, finally done. For example, after that, I'm gonna, okay, let's just show AVE. The same thing. So we mark important levels on the 1 hour time frame. So here we can see also the dynamic line. So all the important elements that help you to understand the situation on this instrument and to make like the conclusion whether to trade it or not. So the same thing we're gonna do on the perpetual futures. So yeah, that's it. Let's go back to the Litecoin, for example. So after we marked the important levels, dynamic lines, edges of flatting, so all the important, the key elements. After you mark them down, you have to open the terminal and copy all these elements, I mean levels, from the graph to the order book of every instrument that you include in the trading plan. So let me show you the example. For example, the Litecoin. So we found that we have like the 9094 level. This is near, almost near 91. So we can just put it here. This is the spot order book. So to mark the level, you have to hold L. And mark this level. Okay, let's do this. So you can see that on the level 91 there is a really good density, and this is like we highlighted the level, and after that we have to put signal levels. So we hold K and put it like that. So we marked 91. So then it goes to 93 and 94. So these levels are also very important. On 92, as you can see, the density, so we can also highlight this level. 93 also the density, and also we're going to mark the signal levels, and the same thing you're going to do on the futures order book. So guys, after you mark down all the levels, after you highlighted all the signal levels and all the levels in the order book, which are really useful and helps you not just to sit in front of the monitor the whole day and waiting while the price is going to these important levels. So signal levels really help you to probably do some other work, uh, or to analyze other instruments rather than just sitting and watching one. So the next step is to prepare a trading plan after all the things you've done before. In other words, this is the final list of what you're going to trade. Like, okay, this token now is near the important day highs. This has a big density here, like the Litecoin, for example, etc., etc. Just split all the selected tickers according to their importance. So the longest part of the day is the search of entering points and trading them. The majority of time trader scalper spends on the market analyzing and finding where to enter the position. Not on trading the situations, but for finding what and how to trade. In the final part of a trading day, spend at least 30 minutes on analyzing the trading day and working on your mistakes. This is one of the key factors because trader has to improve his skills every day. Ideally, you have to work on every trade, find moments to improve and where you could get more profit, or where it was better not to risk, for example, and to not to make this loss. So guys, the key element here in the final part is to analyze all your trading situations. And the thing is that the more you analyzing them, the better trader you are. So you start noticing your mistakes that are going regularly, and you're gonna uh, correct them. So work, work, and work. Okay, guys, and here we're going to the trading time, or in other words, what time to trade on the cryptocurrency market. It means that we have to find periods of time when the market is mostly volatile, which gives us a lot of different interesting situations. Here I'm going to help you with that. Straight from the beginning, want to say that this is the Moscow time. So, generally, the more time you spend on analyzing the market, the more opportunities and situations you will be able to trade. I recommend you to spend as maximum time as possible on trading if you have a lot of free time, or if you decided to make it as your main work, for example, main job. This is because every trader going forward and improves himself not because of the time he spent in front of the monitor, not even because like the number of graphs he has analyzed, but just because the number of situations he traded, made calculations from it, and used his new knowledge in his future trading. So the more situations you will analyze, the more situation you traded, the more experience you have. And here, one of the key factors is experience. So that's why we trade scalping, guys, because here every process works faster than on every other type of trading. So to find more situations, you have to understand when the market can be volatile. So first, this is the first period. So as you noticed, we cannot like tell the exact time when there will be the volatility breakthroughs, a lot of different participants. No, we just can highlight the periods of time. And the first one is from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Moscow time. This is the opening and closing of Asian trading session. Here we took quite long period of time because volatility can variate here, so it doesn't. Um, it's not like a compulsory that the volatility will be like at 9 a.m. for example. It can be during this whole period of time. So the second period is from 12 p.m. to 15 p.m. This is the pre-market of American session and like the most active period of European trading session. So after that, we're going to the third period, and this is the American session, which is from half past 4 p.m. Uh, to 12 a.m. So here, volatility also can fluctuate through the whole period. I mean, if you just like start trading at 5 p.m., you can sit till 11 p.m. and you won't get any, like, even one situation. However, from 11 to 12, you can get like five or even more, like 10 situations to trade. So uh, be careful here and spend your time, uh, which is going to be useful for you. And the final period is from half past 2 a.m. to half past 3 a.m. And this is the day changing according to the UTC period of time. Changing the day time frame, it means that the day candles are changing right this moment. And in different instruments, you can see a very good volatility, especially if they are near different important levels, so they can break these levels, they can bounce from it, like give you really good situations to trade. There can be a lot of different densities, participants, a lot of big volumes. So this is like very interesting moment of time to trade. And now, guys, I'm going to show you the example. For example, of a band. So we're gonna see here that there were like very, very important levels. Uh, and here, be very careful. So at half past 1 a.m., we come to these levels and try to break them through. So, however, you can see that there was a breakthrough, but the movement wasn't like very impulsive or something like that. There were not enough volumes. And look what time the main movement started. So we're gonna see this candle. It's 3 a.m., guys. So and 3 a.m., as you can see here, is right in the center of the period of changing candles. So I'm not talking about like uh, exactly in these periods of time they're gonna be the best volatility on the market you've ever seen. Of course not. This market works 24/7, as I already said, and it means that the volatility can be on every moment, on every exact token. So, however, according to the statistics that we have, these periods of time are supposed to be not the best, but kind of appropriate for trading scalping. Okay, guys, here we're going to the step of how to count leverage, working volume, and how to use the stop loss. So all the examples here are the things which I and other professional traders use. So the first thing I want to start with is the Binance Exchange. So here we're going to understand how to set up the leverage. Okay, here we have to open the tab derivatives and open here USDT futures. So we click here, and there a special trading terminal for futures appears. And here, to be honest, only two things are important for us. The first one is the type of margin and the leverage, so the amount of leverage. Here we leave cross. Just uh, just leave cross, okay? Then we go into the size of the leverage. So the first thing I want to say here is if you have a deposit under $500, I recommend you to set the leverage on all instruments to the maximum and just forget about what is leverage, how to use it, because we're going to regulate the leverage by the volume in lots. Okay, so here we can regulate, so making the maximum and just forget. If you have a debt of $500 and uh, and less. So probably you can see here the limits. And here we're going to one interesting thing. When you come over a deposit of 500 bucks, you'll face these limits. For example, you have $10,000 deposit and you want to enter the position, let's say on the seventh leverage. So you're gonna open it for $70,000, right? And we are going to face this limit because the limit here is only 50,000. So it means, well, another thing I want to say here is when you come over this deposit of $1,000, you'll face these limits a lot of times. So I just recommend you, when you just probably in the beginning, so as you want, right in the beginning, or um, when you come over this deposit, just to make like that and put it like 20, put it on 20, uh, because all the professional, I would say like that all the professional traders uh, and like almost all the experienced guys who trading for a lot of time use from the first to 10th leverage. Sometimes probably if the situation um, like you're very confident about the situation, about how you will trade it, like everything is ideal, the transaction tape is good, the graph is ideal, so probably then you can use the 20th leverage. In all other situations, we use from first leverage to 10th. And I recommend you, when you just start trading, use only the first leverage, no more. Then you get more experienced. You can use like from the first to the third leverage. Then, like when you get more experience, you can use to the up to the fifth, sixth, and the finally 10th or 20th, as I said, but very rarely. So here we coming to this slide. So, how to enter the position with the necessary leverage. Here, I want to say um, that it's very, very individual, but it depends on the risk. As I said before, like if the situation is ideal, you can use up to 10th and probably some more. So, how to calculate the leverage in lots? Firstly, we have to understand the size of our position in fiat currency, for example, in dollars. So we understand that mm, we want to open the position like for, let's say, 500 bucks. So we have a deposit uh, of $100. So we multiply it on 5, we have 500 bucks. So then to get the deposit in lots, we have to calculate. So while calculating the size of the position in lots, you have to know just one thing. So we have our deposit. So let's just take the example of the token ADA. So the price for now is something like 0.16. So we have a deposit of $100. We have the fifth leverage for opening the position. So the first thing we're going to do is to multiply our deposit to our leverage. So we multiply 100 on 5 and have $500. So $500, this is the volume of our position in dollars. So now we have to transfer it to lots. So how to calculate the volume in lots? This is very easy. We have to divide the volume that we just calculated in dollars. So we have to divide it uh, on the price of the token. So in our example, we divide $500 on 0.16 and have 3,125 lots. So to open the position with fifth leverage, if we open a long position, for example, we have to buy 3,125 lots. Okay, guys, let's just count our working um, leverage according to the token. Let's just take an example of band. So we're gonna understand how it works. Like this is the table, the same one in CScalp with your working volumes. So we're taking band. And our deposit, let's say D, is $100. So the first thing we're going to do is to understand the size of the position for the first leverage in dollars. So we multiply, let's take S1. We multiply $100 on 1. Doesn't matter how strange it sounds, but it sounds how it is on 1, and we get so $100 for the first leverage, the dollars position. So then we're going to recalculate it in lots. So we divide this 100 to the price of the band. So price for now is something like $7. So we divide it on 7 and we got something like 14.3. And this is the volume in lots for the first leverage. So we get 14.3. And then everything is like extremely easy. So the second leverage is 14.3 multiplied on 2. So we get 28.6. Then everything is a kind of more difficult, but still 28.6 we had to multiply on 3. Oh, I'm sorry, 14.3 we have to multiply on 3 and we have 42.9. Then 14.3 we multiply on 4, can make like 57.2. And here you can ask the question like, Victor, why we are not using the fifth one, the sixth one, the seventh one? Well, the thing here is that we can use only 5 working volumes. This is the first thing. And the second thing, guys, is that you simply don't need to use the fifth, the sixth, the seventh leverage because mm, if you want to open the position for the fifth leverage, you can use like 5 times 1 leverage, or second and first leverage, or fourth and first leverage. So you can combine them however you want, and it allows you to move like really fast and open the position quite fastly for the leverage you want. And finally, this is the volume for closing the position, which is also very important because I recommend you to close the position if it goes according your plan. I know I'm not taking like different situations where like everything is not under control and you just sell to the market. No, I mean, if you have the prepared trading plan and you according to the trading plan and you trading according to the trading plan, here you will have to write down the volume to count it, uh, the volume in lots for closing the position. Let's take an example. We just took mm, a third. Well, firstly, I recommend to divide the opened position on 5 parts or 10 parts, so it depends on the situation. First, let's take like 5 parts. So we opened the position on the fourth leverage. So the number, the volume of our position um, is 57.2 lots. So we're going to close it partly. So here you can just write down, let's take 5 or 5.5, 5.5. And we can just, according the price is going up, we're just closing the position like 5 lots, 5 lots, 5 lots. So of course it depends on the situation, like, but the whole strategy has to work like that. And also you have partly closed the position. I'm not taking again emergency situations when we just close to the market because understand the price is like falling down. So, but in other situation, it's better to close with different parts. Then here, let's talk a little bit about the stop loss, how it works, and what you have to know about this thing. Well, the first thing, and it's very simple, it's like just to just take it, guys, that the average stop for scalping for a scalper trader right now is near 0.5%. So, firstly, the first thing I'm going to recommend you is to count your stop loss to make it almost the same size in dollars. So what do I mean? For example, like for now, the average day risk for a scalper, the day risk for his deposit is something like 10%. So if your deposit is $100, the risk will be $10 a day. So you cannot allow you cannot allow yourself to lose more than $10 a day. So we have to count the average number. So to count the average stop loss on today's market in dollars, which I recommend you to do. Firstly, we have to understand how many trades a scalper makes per day. Well, it's very very difficult to say correctly, to say precisely, because the days are different. Sometimes you can make just one trade and just sit the whole day watching the market because there won't be any interesting situations for you. Or sometimes there are days when you trade 20 trades and all of them are successful. So it depends on the day and depends on the situations on the market. Depends on the market, of course. However, I'm going to say that in average, the number of trades per day is 10. So from here we have that our risk per trade is $1, and we have tried holding it in this level. For example, if you understand that in this situation uh, you have just a half of the percent stop loss, you have to try enter the trade not more than on second leverage, so on $200. Or if you understand that here you have a very close, very tiny stop. For example, you're taking a bounce from the density, so that means that your stop will be located inside their density, or just one tick after the density. So it's like 1/100th of the percent probably. Here you can just allow yourself to use the fifth, sixth, seventh, or even 10th leverage. So you can allow you to uh, get to use more leverage according to the fact that the risk is very low. So we can set a stop loss with the hotkey, which you can find in the CScalp settings. Sometimes it's Z, sometimes it's C. So just look at the tab settings and at the tab hotkeys there. Um, so you can set the stop loss. So you can put the stop loss uh, with a with a function stop loss. So with a hotkey. Also, you can do it by the stop order. I'm gonna tell a bit later about it. And also, uh, you can just close the position with the market order with your hands. So, firstly, the hotkey stop loss and the stop order, they're working the same way. So, for example, if you open the long position with okay, like 500 lots, you just have to put a stop order um, under this position, under the point of entering, so $500, 500 lots, I'm sorry, and there will be the same stop loss as you use it with the hotkey. So what are the advantages and drawbacks of this type of stop loss? So the first thing is that this stop losses, I mean, they will be closed, like 100%, they will be closed. I'm going to tell you a bit later why I'm talking like 100% they will be closed. So, however, they work as a market order after the price crossing the level of stop loss. It's going to work like a market order. And so it's not like the limit order, okay? Uh, and the price can skim before you close your position. For example, guys, so here is the market book, and I put my I opened the position here, uh, and my stop loss is here. So this is the stop loss. Uh, as the price comes here, and there will be like really massive market sell, really big one, the price is gonna skim, so it's gonna squeeze down, and my stop loss will be realized only after all this market order, selling market order with a big volume will be realized. So it won't be realized this price, it will be realized something like here. So only here we're going to close our position. So this is, um, let's say, a drawback, like a very, not a heavy one. However, still, this is the drawback. So this is the here is the second type of how we can put the stop loss. You can do it by hand, so just close the position to the market. However, this type of putting a stop loss also has advantages and drawbacks. So uh, Well, the advantage is when you really make your trades according to the plan that you constructed before. So you are like a robot. Uh, just you know that here in this situation, after you enter the position, your stop is a half of the percent, and you really close it when the price goes down or high, doesn't matter, just depends on the position. So for example, you open the long position, you know that you have like a precise stop of half of the percent, and as the price comes to this number, so to this stop loss, you just close the position with your hands. So you're working like a robot simply. Yeah, so this is the advantage. If you're working like precisely, if you're working according to your plan, then it's going to be ideal. However, here we have like a very, very heavy drawback. Uh, it's very difficult to be psychologically, I don't know how to say that, to be like not psychologically confident. So there are a lot of different situations. For example, you already seeing a loss like let's say 100th of the percent or 300th of the percent, and you think like, oh, probably it's gonna go probably a little down or then it's going to rise, so I'm not having my stop loss realized, and you become waiting and waiting, and the price going down, but you still believe that the price that the price will return. Unfortunately, I would say that if you're trying to see it, a loss of half to 1%, from half of the percent to 1%, with very high possibility, you will close the trade with even more loss. So now, guys, we're gonna see the video of how to close the position with your market order. So I'm trading quite a lot of time, and I'm not using the hotkey stop loss and the stop orders to close my position. I'm doing it with my hands, and now we're gonna see the example. It's a very short one. So just to how to close the position by hands, and I want to say sorry for the quality because it was a lesson, and it's very difficult to record it in a good quality. So just watch here. Uh, this is a situation where I was trying to enter the position. So I entered. I would say I already entered the position, and I'm waiting for the impulse. As you see, I already put a lot of closing orders, so I'm trying to partly close the position on this impulse, so the potential is not very high. However, here I'm just waiting and waiting, uh, and firstly the price is going down. Yeah, here it starts going down and up a little back. And as you can see from the first movement, it was like 0.3, 0.4%, and then straight from the fifth, so as you can see here, half of the percent, and I push sell here. So you can see the order is already in the order book. So I'm closing the position because I precisely know that the stop loss in this situation, I cannot simply afford myself to get the loss more than uh, more than half of the percent. So I just closing the position. Okay, let's go next. And here we're going to see the usage of different types of orders for entering the position. So first, I want to say that there is no way of entering the position, uh, or like there is no right way, I mean, of entering the position or what type of order to use. Like this is right and this is right. No, the every situation is unique, and the nearest to the right answer is to combine all the orders, because every situation, as I said, different, and we're going to use different types of orders in different situation. For example, if the price is going to a highs, let me just draw it here. Mhm. If the price is going to the level which was formed before, so it's a high and the price going to it, so starts flattening here, and here we're seeing that there is a density, a big short density. So how to enter this situation? This is everything is simple. The best way to enter the position here is with market order when when the density will be eaten. So we entering the position right the moment when it's like a half or one third from the density left. So we enter one like a half or one third of the density left, and there is the breakthrough going next. So here is the best way to enter with a market order. Uh, let's also see on the example of the first lesson. As you remember, there was the price, there was a very good impulse, and then we formed something like a triangle, mm, like a triangle. Here was a really big densities. So I used some limit orders here to enter the position. So like a first part of my position uh, was uh, was accumulated by limit orders. So there was a triangle, uh, and here to add the position on the impulse, I used stop orders. So I located every stop order with on every high, on every next high, let's say like that, of this triangle. So while the price, uh, when the price will going to break through all these levels, on every level, I will add a part of my position. So this is the example of how to combine. So we used here firstly uh, the limit order to get the position from the density to catch a bounce. Then we added our position uh, with stop orders. So here I want to say one thing is that stop orders often work with skims, but this is not the reason not to use them, because liquidity on a crypto market, liquidity on crypto in order book allows us to enter the position with quite normal skin. So it's not critical if you get a skim of 3, 5, even 10 ticks. So if the instrument is liquid and full of volumes, you can easily use stop orders. Of course, I won't use the stop orders on the instrument where like the spread is huge and mm, the number like the number of orders in the order book like a little one. So simply the skim will be like huge. So even like if you're entering the position with the market order, the skim will be like also on some tokens it can be like a third of 100, like or 0.4 0.5%. So it depends on the token, guys. So finally, if the instrument is liquid, we can just easily use the stop orders. If you want to enter a trade preliminary, you better use limit orders. If you add the position when the price going to an important level, or you want to add right here and right now, you still probably use market order. And if you was preparing for a breakthrough and understand that there probably be a good impulse, and you think that you won't have time to add the position with your hands with market orders, you can simply use stop orders. So now some words about the breakthroughs, how to understand that this is not a hollow breaking. Mm, to be honest, there is no particular factor because, as you remember in the first lesson, we talked that every time we have to analyze all the three main factors. Here we go into that situation again. So, in the moment of analyzing, you have to consider every factor. There are some preliminary factors of breaking through. First one, as for the graph, you remember again the first lesson. If the price, when the movement is like uh, very, very active, so the impulse, it means that participants spend quite a lot of power to lift the price to the level, and there, with the better, with the possibility, with a bigger possibility, we're gonna see the bounce. So the bounce from the level, there won't be a break. However, if the price is coming to the level and start flatting here with the more possibility, we're gonna see the breakthrough. So this is what about the price action. Also, one of the key factors about the graphs. Uh, so then we have to carefully watch the participants after we analyze the graph. We have to carefully watch all the participants on transaction tape. So if it's very active, if there are a lot of different prints, and if, for example, if you're trying to catch the impulse, the long impulse, so you try to buy the position, there have to be a lot of big green prints, so a lot of buying market orders. So if it's very active and a lot of prints, then with more possibility, there will be a nice break. Otherwise, it's kind of risky to enter this situation. So, then guys, we're gonna see some examples of different combinations of orders. So I was entering the different positions with different types of orders. So we're gonna see these combinations. Uh, so let's do it. Okay, and this is our first situation. Here, I used the combination of limit orders and market orders. So please have a look at the second market order on the second order book on the right side. So here we have the SNX futures. So the situation is that the token is near its highs. On the left, on the right down side of the screen, you can see the graph. So, and here you can see the density with 15K, $15K in the order book of the futures. So, and as you can see, firstly, let's just highlight the maximums, and I will try to break them through. So, right in the beginning, as the density appears, I place my limit orders. So you remember, if we want to break through the level or the density, we use market or stop orders. Here, I decided to use limit orders, just waiting for the price to go a bit down. So, and as you can see here, we continue our movement, and as the price comes to the maximums, I'm just using the market order. So I click left bottom of my mouse on the asks, on the offers. So I'm buying with the market orders in this breakthrough. So when I added my position, we already have profit here. So just why not to add and there was kind of a lag here. So as you can see with the market order, I'm adding, uh, and the final adding was with the eating the density on the spot. So as you can see, I highlighted it, and while the density is eating, and finally, after it's finally eaten, I just open again the position with the market order. So it's done, market order, and let's go. So, and here I'm trying to close the position with the limit order. So as I said before, if we are doing everything according to plan and there are not any accidents, like for example, a big resistance on our way or density or just very very big market selling orders. So we just use limit orders. So we use this type of order to close our position according the price is going up or down. So it matters of the situation. Uh, so, however, if there is some situation that you haven't expected, or you have just to close your loss, so you can use the market orders. So, in here, I just decided that it's enough for me. I mean, the price already broke through everything that I needed. So, my plan, I worked according to my plan, and I just closed the whole position here. Okay, guys, let's go to the next situation. Guys, here we're gonna see the combination of a couple of limit orders, and the majority of orders will be stop orders and market orders. So here, the situation is almost as the same as the previous one. So we are trading like the order book, which is in the center. This is the futures order book of the ADA token. And as you can see on the graph below, I highlighted the maximums. So I'm already waiting here for breaking them through. So I put, as you can see, the stop order because I wasn't confident that I'm gonna have time to open the market order while the price will breaking through the first maximum, because the impulse can be very, let's say, like powerful, and I simply won't have time to even click the mouse. So I'm opening first part of my position with the stop order. Some of Another part is added by limit order on the little squeeze down. And then the movement is continuing, and here I decide to put a part of the adding part of the position below, mm, like below the density. So here is a quite nice density, and a part of the position I add with my hands while it will be breaking through the level. So here we can see that the price sometimes squeezing down. However, the main movement is continuing here. Is continuing, and here we're coming to the density, uh, and the density is eaten. So I added with the market and with the stop order here, and I just noticed that the skim was like almost nothing here. So it tells us that we can like easily use um, stop orders, and the skims won't affect our trading, so it won't give us losses or something like that. So then the price is going up rapidly, and here the terminal mm, like a little lagging. So, and I'm starting to close the position with the market orders because I don't simply have time to scroll to scroll up the order book to place the limit orders. So I'm just selling to the market here, and right after I scrolled, finally, I'm just putting some limit orders. However, the profit is already very, very good here. And finally, I'm closing the position here and just exiting this trade. Okay, guys, here we're going to our last part. Um and this is about the things which will help you to improve your trading skills. Well, and the first thing is permanent practice. So if you decided to make a trading like a part of your life or your main job or like a very good hobby which is going to bring you some profit, so as in every other activity, to reach some good results, you have to practice a lot. And I would say here, like especially in trading, you have to practice a lot because trading, mm, it's not like the thing where you train something and then you just like not a professional, but you do everything the same every time. However, not so here. It doesn't work like that because in trading, the market is different every day. So every day, every situation is very, very different. And the more practice here you have, the more experience you have. So the more knowledge you have, and the more successful you are. So, and the next thing is to lead a trading journal, and like it's just up to you to record your trades. So, well, the question about the journal is very, very important because you have to see on paper or I don't know in your desktop, probably on your mobile phone, the statistics of your trading. So, because one part of a successful trader is, of course, the trades that he makes, that everyone sees, like the very big profits, the very interesting situations. However, the major part of this activity is uh, permanent analyzing of your trades and making making some conclusions from it to understand what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So it's very, very important, and also a very good thing to record your trades. It's like a very nice example of how you can monitor and how you can understand and analyze your trades fastly. So and just to recall them with more speed rather than just writing it on paper. Then we go into analyzing and working with statistics. So, as I said before, the major part is our analyzing, and the least part is like when we show our profits and the interesting situations. And here, guys, one of the important things in trading is psychology because mm, like 30% of success, this is the theory and the practice, so together, because the practice is impossible without theory, and theory is like useless without practice. So the practice and the theory is like 30% of our success, and 70% and more, this is psychology, because unfortunately people are not robots and we cannot do everything the same way. For example, uh, like if we have a FOMO and we already having a profit with this trade, however we want more and we think that the price is going up, is going to rising, however it just falls down in a second and we and eats all our profit. The same works with the stop loss, so we believe that the price will go back and we won't have a loss here. However, Unfortunately, psychology is working this way, and we have to not to break it here, but trying not to take lead on us. So simply, it's not like we have to be robots, but we try to automate everything. And the final part is everyday understanding, everyday search of different things on the market in your trading. So try to find something permanent in your trading. Like here is the situation where I get a loss because of that and because of that. So you write it down, and the next day you are watching. So the same situation, I got the loss because of that and because of that. And then you notice that here you have two the same situations. So probably you have to work on it, just not to allow this thing happens next time. And the same works with profits, for example. Here you fix the profit a bit earlier than you could. And this situation continues next and next. So then you notice it, and the next time you're not gonna sell too early and you're gonna maximize it. Well, guys, this was our last lesson in this little free course provided by the CScalp team. I want to say thank you for the CScalp for this opportunity to study, to get new information. And I want to say thank you guys for your attention, for your time you spent in that course. I hope it was useful for you. Leave the comments below if you got some questions and if you like this course. And I wish you interesting trading. I wish you a lot of interesting and powerful, useful situations. And of course, I wish you as more profits as you can grab. Thank you very much. Bye.
Do you use CScalp and fluently speaking foreign languages? Great. You have an opportunity to help CScalp and earn some money on it. CScalp is used by traders in 50 countries all over the world, and they're in sore need of educational videos in different languages. Are you ready to create videos in foreign language for the CScalp official channel? Great. Do you have your own channel in foreign language and ready to place videos about CScalp there? Even better. Write our support and we'll tell you more about the cooperation. Thank you for being with us.